That was a piece of shit.
Okay. We'll call to order at 5:32. And we'll start with invoice finance review. Tim, you want to go through the invoices?
Is that,
Are we there?
what are we doing? The log there for like, the Quisenberry ones and stuff?
Correct.
We got enough
Okay.
money.
You want me to just start rattling them off?
That would be great.
Bonnie,
All right, hold on. Let me just, make it so I can read them here.
you take them out to let the dogs.
All right. I make a motion. Hold on. We gotta make it bigger. Make a motion, invoice 12584 for Quisenberry, dated 3/31, for the amount of $1,569.75.
Second.
Look at you, your nose is running, you fucking
Discussion? All those in favor?
shit anyway.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Jesus fucking Christ, can you even do this?
Might want to mute whoever's got the. All right, another one for Quisenberry, invoice 12586, dated 3/31, $517.50 for mileage.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Next.
Yeah, hold on, sorry. Shoot, I clicked on something wrong. Give me a second. There it is. Another one for Quisenberry, invoice 12585, dated 3/31, for the amount of $3,182.64.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Another one for Quisenberry, 12376, dated 12/31, for the amount of $1,979.25.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Another one for Quisenberry, 12377, dated 12/31, for the amount of $220.92.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Another one for Quisenberry, 12378, for the amount of $6,065.28. Construction administration.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
For another one for Quisenberry, what am I on? 12520, dated 2/29, for the amount of $4,305.00.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Make a motion for 12522, dated 2/29, for $517.50.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Another Quisenberry, 12521, dated 2/29, for the amount of $6,365.28.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Make a motion, Horizon Engineering, R2017Z-211-26A, dated 3/27, for the amount of $502.38.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Horizon Engineering, R2017Z-211-26B, for $20,247.03.
Second.
Discussion?
Is there any reason why they had to split the bill like this?
So So this is the, basically they're closing out their contract and billing everything except for the last $810. So this is the middle high school portion. And they did a summary on the second page of it that says what was included on it. So I think they're just getting caught up in their billing, honestly.
It's within their contract.
Right, but do we feel like they've done enough and they're leaving enough on their contract that there's a problem?
This is the middle high school portion, so pretty much everything's all done.
All right, there's no, okay. Well, I mean, I guess I'm fine with it as long as you guys are.
Rusty, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, no, I was going to say that they should be a balance on the elementary school side of it, because this should be mostly the high school, and then there's still the closeout to happen on the elementary school.
Any other questions or comments? All those in favor?
Is Rusty
Uh,
saying that?
That does, well, just to clarify something real quick, the bill says it's for the high school, so I don't, oh, no, never mind. That's what we wanted. Never mind. I'm good. Aye.
Jay started to ask a question. Jay, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, what did Rusty just say?
Basically, that there's, the high school is done, so typically when you go through this commissioning component, they review the install at the high school, and then they'll be doing the same thing at the elementary school, so the two components to it.
The remaining balance for the elementary school is $7,451. So there is money left,
Right.
just so people are aware.
So this is closing out the high school,
Correct.
and we've verified they're completely done.
They've provided their reports.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Okay. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
All right, next one's for CIRMA, invoice 18514 for $1,006, builder's risk.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I make a motion for Pile House, invoice 21430 dated 3/11 for the amount of $1,666.48.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I make a motion, Pilot House 21429 dated 3/11 for $1,253.10.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Make a motion,
Okay.
make a motion, Pilot House 21431 dated 3/11 for $501.11.
Second.
Discussion?
Which school is this one for? Because it doesn't state.
Elementary?
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
All right, this next one, I don't have a dollar amount, but is it?
It's a credit of
Oh, I
$55.
see it now. All right, make a motion for Pile House, invoice 814 to dated 3/11 to accept a credit of, I see, $55.
Correct.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Make a motion for Cone, no invoice number dated 3/26 for the amount of $5,750.
Second.
Discussion?
Can somebody explain this?
This is the proposed solution for the issue at the middle high school between the sewage pipes, joining the sewage pipes, and we had an issue with the toilets flushing and all of
This is the
that.
elevator. Pam, this is
Oh,
the
I'm
elevator.
sorry. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong one. I'm sorry. Yes. Okay. So I take that back. Rusty, do you want to talk about the process that we went through to address the issues at the elementary school with the
Yes.
elevator?
So, yeah, great. So we had initially put in a $10,000 allowance for the elevator. And because at that time, we weren't sure what we would find and what, if there were going to be any issues. The elevator was brought offline and left offline throughout construction. And when it came time to bring it back online, Kone, that does the service on it, came in and did an evaluation. And I believe this particular invoice is for part of that evaluation to do all the, there's a list of things that they need to do to bring it back up to snuff to be online for service.
Okay.
So there was I think there was several, there was one that they had to come on site to look at the work that needed to be done, to evaluate it. And I think there's a second proposal to actually do the maintenance work, to bring it to a level that then the state inspector can come and look at it as well.
I apologize for confusing it. I saw the dollar amount and I know that that was the dollar amount that we have anticipated for the other issue, but this is definitely pretty clear in what their recommendations are for the elevator repair. And so Christine, they're looking for a deposit of $57.50, is that correct?
Yeah, so that's why we wanted to make sure you guys discussed it today so we can get that check in this batch.
Got it, okay. Well, it's not something that is an option in order to obviously get our certificate of occupancy. We need the elevator up and running, and I know it's difficult to get the state inspector there and get the work done in a timely manner. So this has been an ongoing issue at our OAC meetings, so I'm happy to see that there's actually resolution in process. Any other questions regarding this?
There was initially the proposal was higher, and then Mike had a conversation with them in terms of what could be done, and then that's I think the revised proposal is what, about 11,000 or so thereabouts.
I believe it's 11.5.
And does the 11.5, does that include the actual services, the technical services of bringing it up, or will there be other costs?
At this point, as I understand it, they've looked at what needs to be done to make it function.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So now, if the elevator inspector comes in and asks for something else,
Mhm.
we don't know that yet, but that's a possibility. But for right now, this is what we need to have the elevator up and functioning.
Alice, if you go to page 2 of that, it gives
Yep.
you a description of the work.
Okay, yep, I see it. Thank you.
Okay, all those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The last one, Sam? Did we lose Sam?
No, I
you're
think he's
mute.
on mute.
Yep, I realized that after, sorry. Eversource invoice 512-529-38022, dated 2/26 for the amount of $132.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. So we'll move on to agenda item number 4, the change order log review. Or we have, I'm sorry, the soft cost approvals. Christine, do we need to change that at all?
No, that's you guys, so the invoice finance review should have been the elementary school payment app.
Right.
So we just went a little bit out of order.
Okay, so do we need to change anything on the meeting minutes to reflect that? Or make a motion to change it?
I think it's okay.
Okay. All right, Sam, do you want to go on to the
Yeah.
application?
Yep, I just found it here. So I think I just looked at the downs thing. I think I got this right. So make a motion for March requisition approval. Is that the one we're going for?
Yes.
Elementary school number 26 for the amount of $1,114,299.03.
Second.
Discussion?
Rusty signed off on this, huh?
No, I have not.
How
Where
come?
does that leave us then?
Yeah, you know, with everything that's going on, I don't recall receiving this. Carson, you recall if we got this requisition?
Yeah, Rusty, those were
Mark,
sent
mute it.
last Thursday.
Oh, they were sent on Thursday?
Correct.
All right, I have not had a chance to review them, so I will go back and look. But I think at the last meeting, because these guys, these requisitions come in, I mean, ideally, they should be a draft copy and we would review the draft copy and then there'd be no question. But it's because they come in at the time that they do. Last time you approved it pending our review and approval.
Okay.
I would be comfortable with that.
Okay, do you want to revise your motion?
Yes. I'll make a new motion to pending Pleasenberry's approval for pay rack number 26. Hold on, I'll find it again. March requisition elementary school for the amount of $1,114,299.03.
Can you do as a not to exceed, just in case there's something that comes up and the number has to be revised, then we don't have to come back to the committee?
So just, I'll add in not to exceed this number that I just stated. Good enough?
Yep.
I'll second it.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
All right, and I don't see that there's any high school one. Is that true, or
but there's what? Sam, say
is
that
there a high
again?
school rack? Is there a high school one?
I believe it's just this one. Christine, am I correct?
Yeah, we didn't receive anything for the middle high school.
Ah, I didn't think I saw one, but I wanted to double check.
Okay. All right, moving on to the change order log review.
All right, you want me to go through them, and Steve, you can chime in when need be?
Certainly.
Yeah, pull them up.
I love the background, Steve.
Well, you know, it's nicer here in Florida than every place else, so.
All right, hold on. Give me a second.
I'm surprised we have power right now.
All right, so COP number 112, premium time for the amount, it's an in-scope item for the amount of $4,082. I make a motion.
So if I may, Sam, and bear with me, we had this on the log last month and Rusty asked that we take a second look at it. And
Yeah.
sure enough, so I went through with a fine tooth comb and the amount did change slightly. And I provided a table for the backup for easier reading.
Okay.
And I'm opening it now to get the value. It's 3,569.60.
All right, so the what I have here, because see, I think this is the latest one that was sent this afternoon, but or am I reading off the wrong one?
Well, that list was sent to Karen previously. Maybe Karen sent it out this afternoon, but that list is a couple days old anyway, I think.
She sent out an updated one, but the one when
Yeah,
I
that's the
printed
one
it out,
I'm
it's-
using.
Right, it was the same one. It wasn't a change in it.
Okay, well,
So this is Anthony. I just want, Steve revised COP 112 after the one-liner was distributed. So the number on there, the 4,082 is not correct.
Okay. Rusty, have you had a chance to review it?
As long as the number went down, I'm good with it.
What's the new number, Steve?
3,569.60.
All right, I'm gonna amend my motion for, what are we calling this? For COP 112 for the amount of $3,569.60.
A second? I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
All right, make a motion for COP 136, repair of underground acid piping for the amount of $1,261.
I'll second.
Discussion?
I must not have I don't see that on my, the table I'm looking at. What number was it?
136.
I have 186 as the next one.
You're missing two of them.
Jay, there was an email from Karen that came out today that had the updated COP log and then a paper from Downs. with an update.
Steve,
Okay, well, could you just read the line across then, and if nobody else objects, then I'll be good with it too.
Repair of underground acid piping.
Steve, can you give us an update on what the situation was and who
This is
handled it and how did all that kind of good stuff?
sure. This is quite old. This is when we were doing the under slab acid piping work at the middle high school. There was a bunch of piping that was installed, and the slab was poured, and we began framing and doing buildings in the building. And a section of pipe was broken and had to be replaced. This acid piping is quite costly. We had to replace piping, but we couldn't find out who did the damage, or we would have back charged them. So in the case where we can't assign it, it's funded from the CM contingency to replace it.
So what was the amount again?
$1,261.00.
Okay.
Steve, can you assign it to everybody that was on site that day?
I mean, that, not really. I mean, what proof do I have, So it's, you signed it to the roofer and the guy doing the site work and everybody in the building and so forth. I can certainly try, but it won't go over well, that's for sure.
I wouldn't want that discussion.
Well, I mean, the question is, somebody damaged it, and Steve's right. I mean, he's trying to determine who damaged it is difficult sometimes when there's no one that was in the area or can verify it. But you know, it's a tough thing for you as the owner because this is not eligible for reimbursement. It's a repair of something that you paid. I don't know how Steve would get somebody to, I mean, some contractors or CMs will just say whoever's on site, and the question is people that weren't even there or didn't do it will fight back and potentially could delay things. So just as long as you understand, ultimately we could try to do more investigating, but this has been around for some time, right, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, you think about where the building is today and the work I just described,
Yeah.
And we're not shy on back charging. If you were to look at the COP log, we've probably got 20 back charges to trades when you can figure out who it is and who owns it.
Mhm.
It's not a problem. But this one, you just couldn't tell who did it. And nobody came forward.
Well, I'll
I
leave
say
it
we go with it.
because it's, I don't know where you go with it from there.
Is
It
this
isn't
include-
really a huge amount of money. I'm good with it.
Right. I agree.
And this is being carried in the budget all along, right, Steve?
Correct.
Okay. All right, there's no further discussion. All those in favor?
I
Opposed?
make a motion, COP 153, roof equipment access platform. And that's for the amount of $4,668.20.
Second.
Discussion?
So Steve, just to clarify here, I think I did send you an email. Did we ever get confirmation from the building official that this
Yeah,
was an approved solution?
Yes. Yep. I'd have to get together with Giovanni, who's not on the call, and see if we have something in writing, but if we don't, we can certainly get it.
Okay. So from a dollar value standpoint, I think where everything seems to match up based off the solution that we've discussed, I think it would just be important to include that written approval from the building official in the actual COP.
Right.
That way there's documentation that they've actually approved this solution, because it is a different type of solution than we're normally accustomed to seeing. So I think that's the only comment that we have there for that.
Okay.
But can we pass this on the condition that we're able to get that letter from the building official first before we?
Yeah, I can amend it to that. I'd like to amend my motion to include the contingent on building officials. Okay.
Written
Second.
approval?
Written approval, please.
I'll second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I'd like to make a motion to approve COP 186 VE reconciliation for the amount of $414,134.
Hold on, Sam. So the next three on your list, you guys approved last month. So we just left them on there.
Don't bother it.
Yeah, we left them on the list just to make sure we don't lose sight of them.
Okay.
You approved them with the understanding, Rusty, once we finalized it to the penny, that Rusty and Carson had the final approval on them. So we don't need to reapprove those tonight. Once they're finalized, if the number changed somewhere, which it shouldn't, then we'd have to bring them back to the committee.
And I think a case in point here is just the premium time change. If I recall, the number on the premium time change in the reconciliation is different. And so those are the types of little things that we'll just need to finalize with Steve.
Yeah, that's a good example.
So that's when it'll be fine. The officially, the changeover will be processed.
Thank you. So we're moving on, Sam, to the elementary.
All right. So that the next one, COP number 74 then, right?
Correct.
COP number 7, make a motion, COP 74, PR 020, Computer Lab, Media Center, and CAF Technology Revisions for the amount of $13,007.31.
Second.
Discussion? Do we want to discuss this? Rusty or Carson, do you want to just give a quick update on this?
Carson, why don't you give an update? Yep.
Sorry, yep, had to just unmute there. So 74, the Computer Lab Media Center update. So I think previously we moved forward with not to exceed number from Banton for all the power replacements. So we have T&M tickets associated with that work included in the proposal. And then the additional proposal from JKS for the technology and data side rounds us out to the 1307 number. Everything appears to be in order from the quantities that we're seeing based off of the revisions that were made for that computer lab space. So we don't see any opposition towards this proposal.
Carson, can you explain what revisions we're talking about?
Yeah, so in the Library and Media Center and Computer Lab in the elementary school, we had some data ports located on the perimeter of the exterior wall that didn't necessarily confirm with the furniture layouts in conversation with the faculty. So we needed to fit a total of 24 computer stations within that lab. And in the process of kind of CA, we ended up adjusting the furniture plan to kind of accommodate these changes. So what we're seeing here, the difference is really the delta of base bid scope of work with the additional power and data ports that were added to the computer lab specifically.
Okay. No further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
And that's an I for me, sorry.
All right, hold on. Make a motion, COP number 75, 1965 wing collapsed sanitary pipe replacement for the amount of $51,284.55.
Second.
Discussion?
Out of curiosity, why is it resubmitted? I mean, did we see this before and have an objection?
So that's actually, this is Anthony from Downs. That's an error. It was never officially submitted. Downs had gotten pricing from all the contractors involved. It was reviewed by QA&M. It was reviewed at our OAC meetings. And the direction was to move forward with a not to exceed number. So the log shouldn't say resubmitted. There was a number that we had provided and we were staying under that number, and we did come, I think the original number was like 65,000 as an estimate. You know, we had to do the work fairly quickly. We didn't want to hold up the rest of the project. So we came in well under that at 52. So that shouldn't say resubmitted. It should say this is the first formal submission.
So I believe the detail, when did we receive this? On the, is this the one that came in on the 8th?
Correct, yep.
So I think that that's correct. There was a not to exceed amount, and that they worked forward on. We just haven't had the time, chance to really get into the nitty gritty of it. So from a due diligence point of view is the only thing that's that we have not been able to do. I would recommend that if we approve it as a not to exceed number, just so that if we, in our review, if there's any change, then it can still be processed. I'm not anticipating that there'll be any changes, but just in case, I would like to do it as a not to exceed pending our review.
Okay. Sam, do you want to add that to your motion?
Yes, I'll amend my motion to add the verbiage of Rusty's approval and not to exceed the amount I stated earlier.
Second.
All those in favor?
I
Aye.
Opposed?
I make a motion, COP 76 for PCB demo and window jam rebuild T&M, $44,921.13.
Second.
Discussion?
Well, it says resubmitted here too, so what does this mean?
Well, this one was actually, we submitted it originally. Same thing happened. We had discussions in our weekly owner architects meetings. We all agreed upon a not to exceed number, and the contractors moved forward on a time and material basis. We did that. This was actually resubmitted last month, and it was resubmitted just maybe a couple days before the last building committee meeting. And I think the only reason QA&M did not approve it at that time is, they may have just received it a day or two before, so they just wanted a little more time to look at it.
They're okay with it now then?
Carson, did you?
I hope so. It's been
Yeah.
a month.
No, so going through this proposal, if from the different versions that we have, if I compared the comments that I took the last time, this number actually increased a little bit. So I had to do some digging through what changed. And it appears that there are T&M tickets associated with some of the PCB extraction methods, Steve, or Anthony, one of you guys can comment. So I need a little bit more time to try to wrap my mind around and figure out where those numbers come into play, because I know it all is a part of the method. We talked about it, it was implemented, but I don't know how it relates necessarily to this scope of work directly, or if that should be pulled into a separate COP. So I'd like to go over that a little bit more with you and Anthony, Steve, to kind of clarify some of these things, because there are a lot of different zones and small areas that were associated with this PCB remediation. And I just want to make sure we're all talking about the same thing, and that scope of work is included and only represented in this COP and not in previous COPs. I want to just kind of go through that with you, if you guys don't mind.
No, I don't mind. Maybe we could do the same thing with an approval not to exceed that number. So if you're satisfied, say we take a day this week and we walk through it and you're satisfied, at least we can generate the change order to the trade, and then next month he'll bill it and so forth, instead of waiting another month. If there's some type of issue with it, then we'll have to work on it and proceed that direction. But if we could get a contingent
I'm good with amending it. I'll make the amendment to my last motion to include Quisenberry's approval and a not to exceed the number I had stated earlier.
Second.
Discussion? Carson, my question to you is, how much more was it than we had anticipated?
So I don't know if it was more than what we anticipated. The previous proposal that we had was at 39. And what we're seeing on this one, I just want to make sure I'm looking at the right numbers, is 44.9.
Yes.
But like I said, I think there are added T&M tickets that were associated with scope of work that did move forward as the PCB extraction that wasn't included in the previous one. So that's what I'm trying to just make sure that we're identifying that scope correctly before moving forward on it. That's all.
Okay. So if there's no further discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Make a motion for COP 84, installation of Bradley Simpson T&M, $2,525.28.
Yeah,
Second.
this was similar to the middle high school because of the irregular water pressure. We installed the pressure regulating valves. So last month you guys saw the one for the middle high school, and this is the locations at the elementary school that were completed.
Okay, Rusty and Carson, you've had a chance to review, and it's similar, correct? I think we discussed this at our OAC.
Yeah, we don't have any objection to that.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Make approval for motion to approve COP 116, added fencing at northwest corner lot and playground, $5,269.41.
Second.
Discussion?
I thought this was from the car crash, or is this something different?
Yeah, so this is something different. So this was per our discussion with both Peter and the rest of during our OAC meetings. They want us to put together pricing for an added length of fence to seal off the play zone from the parking lot area on the front side of the elementary school. Initially, I think there was an existing fence that got demolished and never found its way back onto a plan. So this is to seal off the rest of the play area at the elementary school.
And Steve, is this in our budget numbers?
It's been on the log. Anthony can probably speak to how long it's been on the log.
Actually, this came up, I don't know, maybe a month or so ago. I know QA&M was working on a proposal request that was a lot more involved to kind of reclaim, that playground area to parking back there with, parking spaces, wheel stops. And then we decided at that point, we're just going to kind of narrow it down, keep it simple, and just do the fencing. So actually this just came up. I mean, it came out about a month ago, but yeah, you haven't seen this price. And again, this is something, it's more of a, something you want to do.
But how long's this number been on the log?
Oh, this number's only been on the log since I got the price and I generated the COP. So the date on there, what do we got is that's probably accurate. Yeah. So that goes back maybe 2 weeks, 3/27.
So Pam, it's on the update from the financials from last Tuesday's meeting.
Yes. Yeah. It was probably on our COP log from OAC meetings. It probably goes back at least the last two.
Okay.
And Pam, should this be in the Board of Education under their purview?
Well, if I recall, I think that we had originally, Rusty, correct me if I'm wrong, we had originally come up with something a little bit more extensive, and we said that it was more than what we were comfortable spending, given the budget constraints that we had from the remediation. So is this plan, Carson and Rusty, the bare bones minimum that we talked about, as far as, yes, we can make the playground area safe without going above and beyond fixing the issue or addressing the issue?
Yes. So what we ended up doing, we initially, as kind of it's all been discussed, we initially had plans to add curb stops, add line striping to make that front play area additional parking for the elementary school. But in our discussions, we did strip down all of that. And this is just the pricing for the installation of the fence to properly secure that playground area.
Okay, that was my recollection as well. So Jay, to answer your question, this was part of the plan, the original plan for the project. This isn't something additional that's being asked for us to install. It's just to make the playground secure, which would be part of the project.
I'm good.
Okay. Rusty and Carson, do you need time to review that number, or are you okay with that number?
Nope, I've reviewed it. I've looked at it. I feel comfortable with it. Rusty, if you want to chime in.
No, that's fine. I think our landscape architects looked at it, so we're good.
Okay. All right. If there's no more discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
All right, make a motion for, where are we? COP 125, basement transformers grounding for $1,486.77.
Second.
Discussion?
So just typically, right, you would just ground it to a piece of building steel. The existing basement, there was no steel. We had Eversource scheduled to come out and energize the transformer. They would not do that without the gear being grounded. So we had to drill through the concrete and drive copper grounding rods. So we did that on a T&M basis, and that the tickets were all as backup. And, you know, we sent the RFI out, and it was kind of a rush thing. And the engineer agreed that it had to be done.
Okay. And Rusty and Carson, you're comfortable with the number?
We're good with it.
All right, if there's no more discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye. Make a motion for COP 131, existing floor to wall expansion missing, for the amount of $2,362.82.
Second.
Discussion. I know we've had, I saw the actual place where this is going to be addressed. Again, Rusty and Carson, the number is appropriate?
Carson, you took a look at that?
Yeah. So the number for the material cost seems appropriate. Steve, I did send, and Anthony, I did send a revised email upon looking at it. I do have some concerns just over the labor hours that are there that I just wanted to kind of talk with you guys. So for this point in time, that could be an easy discussion. I don't see it exceeding. I thought the hours were a little bit on the high side for the scope of work that was being asked for. So I'd feel comfortable moving forward with a not to exceed approval as well while we kind of discuss that. But the material costs and the installation was needed. And it seems in line with what we would expect. It was just the labor side.
Okay.
All right.
Sam, do you want to revise yours? Mhm.
I'll amend my motion to, with Quisenberry's approval for not to exceed the amount mentioned in my original motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
These other two, do we need to do those, or are they just on there?
So
Yeah,
that's, they were
those are
approved last
similar to
month.
the other school.
Yeah, they were approved last month. We just had to get additional backup to QAM. So you see like 137, actually, we sent the backup. Those guys probably need a little more time to look at it. And then Steve and I were putting together the backup for 138. Those were previously approved.
So we're good. I don't have to do these last two.
Right.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve meeting minutes from Monday, March 9th, 2020.
So moved. So moved.
Discussion? Oh, a second? Do I hear a second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Steve, do you want to, or Anthony, do you want to give an update from the CM side?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, and I know a lot of you guys haven't had a chance to visit the facility in a while with this whole COVID that's going on. But you know, we're still there. You know, and our crews are still showing up every day. We've got some extra precautions in place. We got hand washing stations, and you know, we just ask the crews to maintain their distance. But we've been making good progress. The second floor, as you'll see in our agenda, second floor has been final cleaned. We got the waxing done in the classrooms and corridors. You know, all the finishing touches, signage, window shades. That's all been completed. Carson was on site a couple of weeks ago. He actually put together the punch list for the second floor. So real good shape up there. As far as the rest of the building, we've been doing a lot of startup the past couple of weeks. The boilers at this point have been started. And we've had communication with Guy and Peter. They're working on, they need their insurance company to do the boiler inspection. So I believe Guy sent an email out last week that they're working to schedule that with Harvard Steam Boiler. But at this point, the boilers have been started. They're running. The balance of the HVAC equipment, both the rooftop units and the units, the makeup areas in the classrooms, have all been started and tested. The fire alarm system, we did the startup and testing with the fire marshal on site. Same thing with the fire protection system. So all the sprinkler testing has been completed with the fire marshal on site. The Ansel system with the kitchen hood has been started and tested with the fire marshal. The building official conducted his final above ceiling. That was the first floor cafe and corridor. So at this point, the cafe, the CAF has been, the sound absorbing panels have been completed, the lighting's completed, the flooring in there has been completed. Millwork on the balance of the first floor is done. They finished the display cases and tack boards. Window shades were completed. The trailer compound, I don't know if any guys drove by there, but so the downs trailers have been removed. The site fencing behind that middle high school has all been removed. And that whole area back there has been graded. We plan on seeding in the next week or so here, depending on the weather. And then some work in progress. Now, keep in mind, we have run it, you know, our crews have been on site, thankfully, working through, but there are a couple items that we're experiencing some delay in deliveries, and that's due to COVID. And I'll get into that in a minute, but work in progress. First floor, we started final cleaning in the 65 wing in the new addition. We'll be waxing classrooms and corridors later in the week. The balancing is being wrapped up as we speak on all the HVAC equipment. So the balancer will finish up and he'll put together his report for distribution. The wood floor on the stage platform of the gym was completed. The installation was completed. They're going to work on finishing that in the next couple days. The athletic flooring in the gymnasium, all the material is on site. It's arrived. We ran into a little hiccup last week where the self-leveling that we poured, it had some weight. So we spent a few days going back and grinding and re-prepping it. The installation of the athletic floor is going to start this week. And we have the painters going around doing final painting and touch up throughout the classrooms and the corridors. So a couple items that we're waiting on, the Axiom Trim. So that's the curved custom painted trim that goes down the main corridor from the entrance down to the CAF. That was delayed. And it wasn't the metal so much, it was actually the paint was delayed. Getting the paint to the metal shop to paint it, that's been completed and it's scheduled to ship tomorrow. So we figure hopefully by the end of the week, it ends up on site. And that's actually the last piece of the acoustical ceiling that has to go in. Everything else has been completed. All the tiles are in, the rest of the ceilings in the entire building are done. When that curved trim comes in, we'll install that. Another item is the stage curtain. The stage curtain, the manufacturer has shut down and we do not have an update yet as to when that's going to ship. Our aluminum doors that were supposed to ship out Thursday have actually been delayed. That's a bigger issue because they're all our entrance and exit egress doors. We do not have an update right now. They were supposed to ship out on Thursday before the holiday, the long weekend. And we were in communication with our subcontractor this morning. We're trying to come up with, if we got to put temp doors and hardware in to get our CO. Those are items that we're looking at, but right now we do not have a delivery date for the entrance doors. Another item that's been delayed because of COVID is the roof access. So you guys just approved one of them to ship here for the middle high school. But so those were supposed to ship on the 27th of April. They're not shipping until the 15th of May. So they're delayed about 2 weeks. The manufacturer went into a shutdown. Yeah, that's it for delayed items for that. But we're just waiting on the actual dates for the asphalt plants. We pegged kind of a day mid-April to start the asphalt paving and the walkways. We haven't confirmed an actual day yet. April's always tough. The weather's not on your side, but we're still tracking that. And our hope is here in the next couple of weeks to put the final coat of paving on the lots as well as our walkways. And then once that's completed, we'll finish up the exterior with the line striping and signage. So that's where we're at. All in all, considering what's going on right now, I think we're pretty lucky. There's a few hiccups in the road, but I mean the building's looking in really good shape.
Thank you.
I have a quick question.
Oh, sure. Sorry.
Sorry. The landscaping, especially over middle high school, I know it was kind of left, the grass was coming up like crap and I didn't feel as though they even fine raked it or anything. Is there anything being done about that?
Yeah, so actually that's been an ongoing issue since I've been involved. The contractor acknowledged, our landscaper acknowledged that, the seeding he did toward the end of last season didn't take very well, heavy with the weeds. They actually provided a letter a few months back, taking responsibility, and they have the plan. They're gonna do weed maintenance and reseed over there. That's going to parlay into seeding the elementary school. So again, it's weather dependent, but within the next couple of weeks, they do intend on correcting a lot of that over there at the middle high school. Yep. And Peter's been he's been a big advocate of that. He mentions it every week, and we've been assuring him that when they come back that they are going to address that.
Is it going to be doable with just reseeding? Because I mean, from what I saw, there's a lot of rocks that have popped to the surface. I don't know if there's a way that they can try to, move some of those. But
yeah, I got to go back and look at his proposal. He had a whole 2-page letter about his plan to go.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you.
Yep.
Rusty and Carson, do you want to give an update?
Carson, why don't you give an update?
So short of everything that Steve has already said, yes, I was on site with one of our interiors members starting the second floor punch list of the elementary school. All in all, everything's looking very good. It's coming along nicely. A little bit of final cleaning. Those are the major items that we were kind of seeing on the second floor. Nothing too significant, easily addressed. But all in all, the progress that's being made, it's all starting to take shape, which is nice. You can start to see the vision and start to see it all coming together. So I'm getting really excited about it now that we're seeing all the finishing touches come into play. Yeah.
Great.
So the only other thing, Pam, is that we will need to at some point talk about FF&E and, but that there's no rush on it, but that's something we'll need to think about.
It was on my list, Rusty, for tomorrow,
Okay.
because I had some questions and some thoughts on that as well. And I discussed them with Peter a little bit, but I think it's a discussion for the bigger group.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. If there's nothing else from the architect and construction manager, are there any public comments or questions?
If you're calling in on a phone, hit *6 to unmute yourself before you start talking.
All in favor to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Aye.
We have a second?
Aye.
Going once?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. All right, great. I'll see you at the OAC tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay, good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.